Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Combermary people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Christy Kijarina. It's Wednesday, June 11. In Squiz Kids Today, Los Angeles in turmoil, Syria's lost tomb, a tiny violin that's no joke, and a giant meatball you don't want to eat. That's what's making news, kid style.
The Lowdown.
When you think of California, you might imagine sunny beaches, Disneyland, and the glitz and glam of Hollywood. But in Los Angeles this week, things look pretty different. The city has been the centre of big protests after US immigration officers, known as ICE, carried out raids targeting people who live and work there without official permission. Now, these undocumented workers often do important jobs like picking fruit, building houses, and serving food that help keep the city running. Many of them have lived in the US for years, paying taxes and raising families. So these raids have sparked protests in the streets, with people demanding fair treatment for these workers. While most demonstrations have been peaceful, a few of them turned rowdy, with some people damaging property and clashing with police. In response, the US government has sent in the National Guard and even 700 US Marines to protect government buildings and employees. So the National Guard is a part-time military force that usually helps out in emergencies like bushfires, floods and hurricanes. They're trained to assist with law and order if requested by a state. But in this case, California's state government hasn't asked for their help, raising questions about whether their presence is needed or even allowed. People are worried that their presence could make tensions worse, like adding fuel to a fire. It's a really tough balance, making sure people can protest peacefully while also keeping everyone safe. It's a reminder that even in the land of movie stars and palm trees, real people's lives and rights are at the heart of big debates.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Syria, where an ancient treasure has been unearthed in the middle of a city still recovering from years of war. In the town of Marat al-Numan, a construction worker clearing rubble from a destroyed house stumbled upon a hidden tomb dating back 1,500 years to the Byzantine Empire. The discovery includes 2 underground burial chambers, complete with stone tombs, a Christian cross, pottery, glass artefacts, and of course, bones. So Syria was once a popular destination for tourists eager to explore its rich history and ancient sites. But after a long civil war and years under a really strict ruler who was overthrown last year, many Syrians were afraid to report discoveries like this, fearing that their land might be confiscated. But now, as Syria works to rebuild, locals hope that preserving and showcasing such archaeological finds will attract tourists back, supporting local communities and shining a light on the country's incredible heritage.
Believe it or not.
Have you ever been whinging about something that's pretty small and someone started rubbing their thumb and their forefinger together? That's a cheeky way of pretending to play the world's smallest violin, sarcastically saying, "Oh, poor you." Well, scientists in the UK have actually created a real-world version. Kind of. Researchers at Loughborough University in the UK have built what they're calling the world's smallest violin. And it's so tiny that it's narrower than a single strand of human hair. Using advanced 3D printing technology, they made the violin out of metal at the microscopic level, showing just how far science has come. But before you get too excited, this miniature marvel doesn't actually play music. It's just more of a demonstration of what's possible in miniaturization technology. But imagine how cool it would be if it did play. If you want to see how it was made, check out the video in the episode notes. And next time you see that thumb and forefinger violin, you can shake your head and say, nope, that's not it, but I know where you can find the real one.
Food, glorious food.
From tiny things to giant ones. I really hope you've got a strong stomach for this next story because it's definitely not your average dinner chat. A few years back, a mathematician did some truly wild calculations and figured out that if we minced up every single human on Earth, yep, every one of us, we'd end up with a giant meatball with a diameter, that's the distance across the middle from one side to the other, a diameter of about, get this, 1 kilometre. That's so big, it wouldn't fit inside any Aussie footy stadium. So AFL fields on average are about 150 metres in length. So we'd need a space way bigger than a footy oval to roll that one around. And it gets even more mind-blowing. If you wanted to make a sausage out of every insect on Earth, because why not, it'd weigh around 1 billion tonnes, twice the size of our meatball. And if you're really not picky, scientists say that if you pack the entire mass of bacteria on Earth into a giant Slurpee container, you get a 70 billion tonne drink. This guy clearly had too much time on his hands. But if you want a super gross but fascinating fact to share at dinner tonight, well, this is it.
Q&A call out.
Hear ye, hear ye! His Majesty King Charles III hereby proclaims a very special guest has agreed to take the Squiz Kids hot seat and answer questions that you send in. Yes, folks, to mark her 1-year anniversary in the job, we're excited to share that none other than Australia's Governor-General, Her Excellency the Honourable Sam Mostyn, has agreed to take part in a Squiz Kids Q&A. And that's because she's keen to answer any questions you might have about her job, about how Australia's system of government works, and how and why kids just like you should get involved in it. Because while you might think that what goes on in our parliament in Canberra is none of your business, it's your country after all, and you'll one day be in charge of it. And how can you grow up to look after something if you don't understand it or value it? Here's some ideas of questions you might ask our Governor-General. What's a democracy and why is it important? Why is the King our head of state? And have you met him? How did you get your job? What's it like inside Government House? Why should kids care about elections if they can't vote till they're 18? And what does media literacy and Squizzy the Newshound have to do with any of it? Parents, this is a great chance to get your kids thinking about where they sit in this democracy of ours, and teachers, a great opportunity to get the whole class involved. Send in questions from your students and use this Q&A as a chance to dive into the civics part of the school curriculum. Questions need to be submitted by Friday, June 13 and should be emailed through to squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. So, what are you waiting for? Don't just sit there, get involved.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. In which country was an ancient Byzantine tomb recently discovered? Nice one if you said Syria. Question number 2. How did researchers make the world's tiniest violin? Great listening if you remembered that they 3D printed it using metal. Question number 3. How wide would a meatball made out of all the humans on Earth be? Yep, it would have a 1 kilometre diameter.
Shout outs.
It's Wednesday, June 11, the date of the premiere of 2 iconic movies. E.T. was released on this date way back in 1982, and Jurassic Park, the OG one, way back in 1993. And if you haven't seen either of these classics, what are you waiting for? It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Charlie from Emu Heights, Henry from Exeter, Caitlin from Gowan Bray, Isaac and Elijah from Balmoral, and Riley and Joshua from Bentley. Belated birthday shout-outs go to Sebastian from Belrose and Adrian from Narrawarren South. Classroom shout-outs today go to Class 3B with Ms Bell at PLC in Sydney, Class 3D with Miss Daunt at Estella Public School in Wagga Wagga, Class 3A with Ms Long and Class Prep A with Miss Lua at Summers Primary School. Class 5K with Miss Klemke at Coringal Public School. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, Class 6 Blue with Mrs Murdoch and Mrs Stratton at St John the Baptist Primary School in Maitland. And don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, keep them coming, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or just fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.